Hi, hello, how are you all everyone? You are watching Let's Learn Science. So friends, it's time came to learn a new lesson as you have learned the first lesson, crop production and management. So if you have not watched the videos, then it is available in the playlist. So you can watch the videos of the first lesson from there. Today we will discuss another new lesson. Okay, let's see what is that lesson. Synthetic fibers and plastics. Synthetic fibers and plastics. Already you have got about fiber. From class 5 itself, you start reading about different types of fiber. What is fiber? Already you know there are two types of fiber. One is natural fiber, that is we obtain from the nature, either from plants or animals, and then another one is synthetic fiber, or it is also called as man-made or artificial fiber, as it is to made by man from different chemical substances. Alright, so up to that much you know. But here in this lesson, what we are going to learn is very important to know. What we are going to study. So if you are able to get those points that you are going to study in this lesson, then what will happen? That lesson will come into your grip and you will find very interesting. So that's why you are going to start the lesson. It is very important. Let's see what we will learn in this lesson, that is synthetic fibers and plastics. Right. In this lesson, first of all, we will see about types of what types of fibers, which one you already know. Types of fibers. There are how many types of fiber? Natural fiber and synthetic fiber. And some example of natural fiber, that is cotton, wool, jute. Then synthetic fiber, already you studied about, nylon, polyester, acrylic. So that are example of synthetic fiber. So here you will study about types of fiber. That is, one is natural, another one is synthetic. These are the two types of fiber. Right? But what in this lesson we will study in detail about this fiber, about synthetic fiber. About which fiber? Synthetic fiber. We will study in detail about these one, that is synthetic fiber. How synthetic fiber, from where we get the synthetic fiber. What are its different types? That is, we will also study about these two types. That is, one is cellulosic cellulosic synthetic fiber, and another one is non-cellulosic synthetic fiber. So synthetic fibers are, earlier you got only about synthetic fiber. What is synthetic fiber and some of the example you have got in your earlier class. But here you will come to know about synthetic fibers and their types in detail. Okay, that is synthetic fibers are of two types. One is cellulosic synthetic fiber, another one is non-cellulosic synthetic fiber. Right? Then here in your book, there is only one given about non-cellulosic fiber, that is we will learn in this lesson about what is not rayon. Rayon is an example of cellulosic fiber. So here in this lesson we will study in detail about rayon. Next we will read about nylon. What it is? Nylon. Then we will read about polyester. Then we will learn about here in this lesson acrylic. About this four synthetic fiber in detail. Among these, this one is what non-cellulosic fiber. I have written here NCF. N means here non. Sorry, I am extremely sorry. This one is cellulosic fiber. So we will read in detail about one cellulosic fiber, that is rayon. What is its properties? What are the different properties that it used to exhibit? Right? Then what are the uses of rayon? For what purpose we use this fiber? And remaining three, these three, that is nylon and polyester and acrylic. These three come under come under non-cellulosic fiber, that is NCF in short form I have written. N means non-cellulosic fiber. So these three are non-cellulosic fiber: nylon, polyester and acrylic. So you will also study about their properties as well as we will study in detail about their uses, where we use this non-cellulosic fiber. Then in the second part of your lesson, why I am telling you that what is the content of the lesson is very important. Without knowing the content, if you go through the lesson, then it will become somewhat very difficult for you to understand. Then the lesson will not come in your grip. As a result of that, you will be not able to understand and you will be not able to write down the question answer of the lesson which are given in the exercise, as well as if some inside question also asked in your exam, then also you will get a lots of difficulty to write those answers. But if you know the content of the lesson, what is there, what we are going to learn in a particular lesson, then it's become very easy and interesting. Right? And in the second part of this lesson, that is synthetic fiber and plastics, you will come to know about what is plastics. What is plastics? Everywhere we are using plastic. In our day-to-day life, in every aspect of our life, we are using plastics. So by what this one is made of and what are its types, and after that we will see types of plastics. Types of plastics. It is of two types, that is thermoplastics. And the second one is what thermosetting plastics. So in the second part, what do we learn in this lesson? What you will get? What opportunity you will get to learn? That is, in the second part you will learn about plastic. What is plastic? What is the composition of plastic? That means how plastics are made of, or from what type of material plastics are made of. Then you also come to know about types of plastics. There are two types of plastic: thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics. Then you will be able to learn what properties of why we are using in every aspect of our life, in our day-to-day life, plastic. Yes or no? I am writing with this, whiteboard marker pen. So some part of it is also made up of what, plastic. Even though if you imagine, then easily you can understand what is the importance of plastic in our day-to-day life. We start our day with plastics and we end our day with plastics. Now you may ask, sir, what type of thing is that? We start our day with plastic and end our day with plastic. If I tell you, then it becomes very prominent and clear. When we get up from our bed, then we used to do what? Brush our teeth. So that brush is made up of what? That brush is made up of what? Plastics. And when we, after doing our day's activities, when we go to sleep, when we go to our bed, then what happens? We switch off the light. That switch of the light also made up of what? Plastics. We will come to know about all this thing in detail, what type of plastics they are made of, okay, or under which category they will fall. We will study that one in detail later. So let's say that after that, what you will learn? We will learn about what you will learn about properties of plastics. That means we will learn about properties of plastics. What property of the plastics takes such a place in our life? Why we all are using plastics? So definitely there are some beneficial properties. That's why only we are using. So we will also learn in this lesson about the properties of plastics. Understood? Then we will learn disadvantages of plastics. That what are the disadvantages of plastics? Why it is often you heard, we should avoid the use of plastic. So why it is often advised not to use plastics? Yes, there is a simple logic already. You know that one. Plastic is a non-biodegradable substance. It is a what type of substance? Non-biodegradable substance. That means the microorganism, bacteria and fungi cannot act on them, and it cannot be decomposed easily. That's why it is always advised, your parents, yes or no, your elders always advise you not to use plastics. Even though some ads used to given in the TV. That means it has some harmful effect to our environment. Harmful effect to our environment. Why? Because this is non-biodegradable substance. Understood? Then we will study, how can we get rid of these types of different type of environmental problems, that is to start due to using plastics. How can we control? How can we control? Yes, or how can we protect our environment from the bad impact of plastic? How can we protect our environment from the bad impact of plastics? So these are the different things that we will learn in this lesson step by step in detail. This is just an introductory part of the lesson, synthetic fiber and plastics. So I hope you understood the content of the lesson, and that will definitely help you to go through the lesson and to bring the lesson into your grip. That means whenever what type of question may arise in the exam, so that you can easily answer them. And if you understand, if you are able to bring the lesson under your grip, then it's somewhat very easy to answer all type of questions that is to arises related to the content. Right? So in my later class, I will discuss all the topics, all the content of the lesson in detail, one by one. So keep watching Let's Learn Science. Thank you.